Hey, it's your old pal Jon Colston here for Guitarinstruct.com. Good to see you. Today we're going to be continuing learning our pentatonic patterns. We're going to be specifically focusing on pattern 3. But before we dig in, if you take a moment to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, that way you know when we're producing new content here on the channel. Also, don't forget there's a PDF available in the description below. And while you're there, just grab all those PDFs. I'm sure there's something there you can learn. And with that being said, let's dig in. Today we're going to be focusing on pattern 3 of our pentatonics. And just like before, we're going to be focusing on the keys of A minor and E minor. And just to refresh, the reason why we pick A minor and E minor is they're far apart. And then once you memorize the pattern, if you need to play something in G minor, you're just down a whole step. Or if you need to go to B, it's up a whole step. And same thing down here, if you're in E minor, if you need to go down to D, down a whole step. If you need to go up to F, it's a half step, and then G would be another whole step after that. And that way you've kind of covered the guitar really by focusing on 2 areas. So just make sure they're far apart. So let's dig in with this pattern. So our A minor pentatonic, we're not going to be starting with an A note on this one. And our third pattern is going to start with a D. And then we would just play that on down, D, E, G, A, C, and then go on down. Now, I like to play this pattern. It's kind of weird, but you'll see the logic. I like to play it with my second finger. So let's get a close-up of the pattern, and then we'll come back and talk about a lick. All right, gang, so now let's take a look at this pattern. So the pattern goes once again, D, E, G, A, C, and then it just continues on. Now you notice I'm playing this with my second finger. And as we go all the way down, and have that little shift there. So here it is a little faster. All right, now it's time for our lick, and it's going to be kind of fun. We're going to have a little slide, and there's a little part here that you could actually make a little arpeggio. It's like a D shape. So that's going to be in there, and then we'll do a little resolve point. So let's get a close-up on that lick. Now we're back with our A minor lick, and so I'll play through it, and then we'll break it down. Two measures. So the first part's kind of neat. You got this little D shape that we're going to go up to. So, and then we're going to slide back down. And then we're going to have this kind of little minor shape here. And then we'll resolve it down. Resolve to the A note. So here it is again. And a little faster. Now let's take a look at E minor. And our third pattern is going to be really high up on the fingerboard. So what I've done is I've placed the third pattern at both the high and low octaves, and so I'm going to give you a lick for each. So let's take a look at the high octave and the low octave patterns. All right, so now we're going to do our pentatonic in E minor. This is pattern 3. So the way I've got it on the PDF, I start with the lower register, and then I'll go up to the higher register. So let's just play through the pattern. Same thing applies. I'm going to start it with my second finger. Fun. And then we'll run down here and play it at the higher register, and this is going to be 17th fret. All right, we're back, and let's take a look at our two licks. We're going to do one in the higher register and one in the lower register, and I think you'll be pretty happy with what we got there. I'm going to play the lick, and then we'll break it down and discuss it. All right, so we got two measures on this lick, and I love this sound. So we now, if you remember in the previous lick, we did but here we're going to do this little pull off. So I got these little vibrato points, and then we're going to have a slide and kind of resolve out the lick. Now let's look at our lower octave. All right, so let's break this down. So we do a slide. So you can do this a couple of ways. You can use your pinky, or you can use your third finger. Now what we've got is some 16th notes. So those are going to be like 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and carry over into the next measure. So let's look at that second measure there. A little faster now. So all together. A little faster. Now, before we move on to our final lick, I just want to talk to you about the notes that you can bend on that. So when you get the PDF, I have it made for both the A minor and the E minor pentatonics, the notes that are favorable for a whole step bend. And so in A minor, those notes are going to be C, D, and G. So look at the reference points. You'll see, that something like those are the notes that you can bend, a whole step bend. Now, like I said, you can bend any of those notes, but you'd be making it a step and a half. Now, the same thing applies to the E minor, except those notes are going to be G, A, and D. All right, now let's take a look at our last lick. This is our bonus lick, and what I've done is I've combined parts of pattern 1, pattern 2, and pattern 3 into this little lick. And I think we'll have some fun with it. Let's look at that, and then we'll come off and close out the episode. We're back with our bonus lick. And so what we got is I'm going to play through it, and then we'll break it down. All right, so let's break this down. So we got some triplets. That's pattern 1. That's pattern 2. That's pattern 3. So now we're going to come out of those triplets. We're going to do a slide down to 9, back to pattern 2, vibrato on 7, and then we're going to do this little end run where we're going to take part of pattern 2 and walk it down. We'll have a little quarter bend, so it's not enough to make that note. It's in between, and close it off with a little vibrato. So again. All right, that's going to do it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed studying pattern 3 of these pentatonics. We'll be back again in a week to tackle patterns 4. And also, be sure to go and get that PDF. You know, print all those PDFs. There's lots of knowledge there that I've been putting together over the course of the year, and I hope that you would, gain some knowledge from that. But before you go, if you take a moment to smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you know when we're producing new content, and any of your favorite YouTubers out there that you're watching, be sure to do the same for them. Subscribe to their channel. It helps us all out. And if you're on Rumble, please hit the subscribe button on Rumble. And with that being said, I'll see you guys back here next week.